What it do, what it do. Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we chopping this game over here, man. Man, it's been a few days, man, since the Super Bowl, but I had to speak on this one, man, because me myself, I was just really more into watching the game. I knew K-Dot was going to be performing. I knew that was going to be dope, exciting, because I was wondering if he was going to perform Not Like Us. And he did. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really think much of it, really. Like I said, I was more concerned with the game and everything. And I kind of, the halftime went on and it went by. You know what I'm saying? I thought, hey, it was all right. He was, he had his set together. He was just there to perform his songs with us, and had his dancers with him and everything. I mean, everything was on point. I didn't see him fall. I didn't see him mess up any of his verses. It looked like the dancers was on point. It was a show. It was a show that he was supposed to perform. He did what he came to do. I didn't realize that it was going to be so much backlash from white people. You know what I'm saying? Basically, oh, it was the worst halftime performance ever. It's like, dog. I mean, if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. But the worst halftime performance ever, no, because he didn't mess up. You know what I'm saying? He did his songs, he did his set, everything was together. I mean, I could see if it was a catastrophe, but that's the way they're making it seem, you know what I'm saying? But if you ask me what this is what I call the barbecue tactic, the barbecue syndrome tactic. And what that is where, it's just basically, what it is white people don't like to see black people united together, number one. White people don't like to see black people doing anything good, number two. White people don't like to see black people being conscious and speaking on history and things like that. They don't want to be reminded, but they don't want to correct it, what they've done, but they don't want to be reminded either. So you have, if it hasn't been corrected, you're going to keep being reminded. I mean, it's just like if you rape somebody, you commit a crime, and the victim is still out there who you raped, and they're saying, hey, nah, I'm gonna keep pushing until I get justice. And the rapist still sitting up there saying, I don't want to hear it. Oh, I don't want to hear it. Everybody's a rapist. Like they say, everybody's racist. That, throwing that around like hot potato. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, we're talking about what you did, though. You know what I'm saying? You did this. And then that's the same scenario, really. You've done something, but you don't want to be held accountable, and you don't want to be reminded. But then you don't want to fix it either. But this is their mindset, you know what I'm saying? And so with the barbecue, it's just a thing of when a black person is barbecuing, there's so much smoke. Oh, there's just so much smoke. And then they call the police on you or something like that just because you're barbecuing. It's not the fact that everybody barbecues. It's the simple fact that you're black and you're enjoying yourself enough to be able to be barbecuing, and they just don't like that. I mean, the way white people look at it is, if they're not happy, a black person shouldn't be happy or shouldn't be able to be happy. That's how petty and stupid they are. And not the whole race, but just those, really, majority of them think like that. So enough of this, it's not every, man, sheesh. I haven't seen one yet, not like it. You know what I'm saying? And if they in the background hiding like this, not want to be exposed. Because another thing too, if a white person is caught being too nice or assisting a black person while all this hatred is going on, then that white person can be punished. So even the white people who may not want to think like that, they're not going to say nothing because they're outnumbered, and they're going to be treated worse than you if they're saw assisting you. So, okay, I don't want to hear about those people that ain't got no power. It's most of you. It's enough of you, and you ain't doing nothing to stop it. So, yeah, like I say, that's the mindset that they have, man. If something's bad going on in their life or they upset about something, a black person definitely shouldn't be able to be happy, right? They look at it like, hey, wait a minute, something's wrong here. This black person, they're enjoying themselves, and I'm not. And then this is not the way America is supposed to be. And then K-Dot, referenced 40 Acres and a Mule reparations. Boom. Like as you see on the shirt, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, for the white people who got them messages, oh, they definitely, that's not what they want to hear. That's definitely, they don't want to be reminded, one thing. And that's one thing K-Dot did, was just kind of, you know what I'm saying, just throw little stuff out there. Along with him being a black rapper, you know, and they just hate it. They just hate it. But that's what that is to me, man. Well, it ain't just to me. It's just we see it. It's a pattern with them. Anything a black person is doing that's good, they're going to say, oh, it was horrible, it was horrible, it was horrible. When it's just like, I never forget when I first caught on to it. It was on YouTube actually some years back. It was this car. It was this Dodge Charger, one of the newer Dodge Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, it was about 2015, 2016 or something. But it was in Memphis, and the guy had like some 28s, some 26s or something spinning, floating rims on it. And then it had TVs in the doors. It had TVs everywhere. And that thing was saucy. That thing was clean. And I'm thinking to myself, man, that's crazy. And then I didn't think nothing of it, but I went down to the comments. And I got to seeing comments about, oh, how ugly it is and stuff. Oh, this thing is ugly. Oh, it's the worst car I ever saw. And, oh, this is a welfare car. Oh, this is just got to see him all kind of degrading stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, this car is tight as hell. What are these people? What's this? And I got to look and of course, these were some black people who had the car. And I got to look and these were a bunch of white people. I'm like, whoa. So I started seeing that pattern with them, like anything decent, good, or whatever that a black person does that they're proud of, white people, they come along, when they see it, they're not going to celebrate it with you. They're going to, it was the worst ever. They're going to deem it. They're going to put it on thick. Oh, it was the worst thing ever. Oh my God, I've never seen something so ugly. Oh, this performance. Oh my God, this was the worst performance ever. I couldn't understand anything. This same thing basically. Because the performance it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad. He didn't mess up and none of that stuff. But let them tell it. Oh, it's like hell. The way they tell it, you think that the speakers weren't working. You think that hell, the dancers didn't know which way to turn. You'll be thinking that they stopped the damn music and then he had to, hey, you get over here. Hey, you get over there. Then they had to start the music back up. I mean, that's the way they're describing it. It's the worst ever, as if it was all kind of technical difficulties and they had to stop the music. It wasn't none of that. The show went smooth. But simple fact of him being black, that's white people are just sticking to their code to discredit anything good that a black person does. Like I said with that car was saucy. It wasn't nothing but them sitting in that comment section hating. So, man, I'm telling you, but it's a pattern with them. So know that you cannot expect celebration from white people. And I'll tell you now, the white people who look like and dress black, got black kids and all that, a lot of times they can be some of the worst racist people that you know what I'm saying, can run across. So don't let that stuff fool you at all with them trying to act black. I'm telling you. Some of them was in the, being like everybody, not to say just because you didn't like it, that, hey, oh, okay, well, now you're surprised. No, but you could tell when somebody's, it's like, hey, the set was smooth. No mistakes. It didn't look like or nothing. If you didn't like it, you just didn't like it. But it wasn't the worst. It's not like, it wasn't sabotage like they're making it. That's just white people discrediting a black person. You do anything good, a white person is going to say it's horrible. For the most part, you know what I'm saying? That's what this is, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, you just got to know how they are. Now, one thing that I did, as far as I'll get to my little slight critiques, I mean, now seeing him with the bell-bottom looking jeans on, that did surprise me. And I wonder how did they get him or convince him to even put those on like that and perform. But that is what that is there. And one last little thing that I will say, too, is that the Bay Area has really given LA a second chance in this game, man, because let's be honest, those sounds from Mustard came from the Bay, you know what I'm saying? Those are some Bay Area sounds, and I've sat here and watched it, how when the Bay came with a new sound for the West Coast, LA had nothing. They were still dropping stuff like that old school West Side Connection type of sound. They didn't have a sound yet, because they were still on that, and it wasn't, people wasn't on that, man. You know what I'm saying? But they sat there and started, they took from the Bay, and now boom, when you hear a sound like that, did you just say it's a West Coast sound? The Bay still, you know what I'm saying, don't get their full credit. And, you know, it is what it is, you know. It's like, oh, yeah, you could share it as a West Coast thing, while the other, you know, the ones, the creators still get smothered out and no credit for it. I mean, but, you know, that's neither here nor there, though, man. Main part is, man, is my take on K-Dot's performance, man. It was straight, man. It all that worst ever, man. Get out of here, man. And that's why PC, that's the thing about it. You people are too hateful. Nobody want to celebrate. Nobody want to see y'all, really, man, because you're too hateful. You got hateful spirits, man. Nobody want to see y'all sitting up there getting on stage, culture vulturing somebody else's stuff is all you're going to do anyway. And, you know, and start performing it, and you devil laughs and devil smiles, and you just horrible. A lot of people are just horrible and hateful, man. That's just all it is, man. Nothing was wrong with K-Dot performance, in my opinion. If you thought something, if you just didn't like it, you just didn't like it. But y'all putting extras on the demon. Yeah, and one thing that I must say too, man, that we gotta understand, man. White people look at us as their enemy, man. You might not want to accept it, or even they may do things to fool you to make you think it's not like that. But that, I mean, their actions, if you know better, you would realize. I mean, you know, their actions show it. Because let's be honest. Let's just, for example, what if you saw your enemy doing anything? If you saw your enemy performing on stage, would you give him kudos and props? Or would you say, oh my God, that was the worst show ever. Oh, it stunk. Oh, it was trash. Oh. Well, I mean, which one makes more sense to you? Well, if you don't like a person, you're not celebrating anything about them, no matter if it was good or not. I mean, and that's how they are with us. Anything is blatant. We all got eyes here. We know when something, hey, that was a good job. But if they, you know, what is the enemy going to say about something like that? That their enemy does. Anything their enemy does. What is a person going to say about their enemy anytime their enemy does something? Oh, I hate it. It's horrible. We need to stop it. Oh, this makes no sense. Oh, it's the worst. Well, I mean, that's boom. Don't that make... that's what they doing. That's what they do. Yeah, we have to understand that, man. Isn't it, man? Typically like white people do, man. But like I say, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. What did y'all think of K-Dot's performance, man? Was it the worst you ever seen? Was it okay? Was everything on point to you, man? It was to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. It's another one over here at Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we chopping this game over here, man.